whatever it means. Accountability is missing, because of which any joker can come in, do anything, and he knows nothing can harm him, nobody can touch him, so he's scot free. That fear needs to be instilled in the people of accountability. That's what is the difference between a developing economy and a developed country.
No, fair enough. Accountability definitely is needed. But accountability without authority or authority without accountability cannot go together.
Absolutely.
So, absolutely needed.
Absolutely. Can I take the liberty of, it's a very interesting topic. And before I throw it open to the floor, I want to slightly change gear. You see, I run my own charitable trust, and I've been running it for many years. And I work in villages, and I literally spend three days every week out in the village, and 4 days in Mumbai. Okay, and the very first time I went to my village, or my adopted whatever village, in Purandar Taluka in Pune, which is 60 kilometers down there up on some hill slope. I would ask the boys, Tula kai paije, in Marathi, what do you want to become? He said, I would go to Mumbai, or I'll go to Pune and then do this, do that. But the last week I was there and I asked that guy, I asked him, what happened? Tula Mumbai la jaycha hota na? Are Mumbai nako amala. What did he say? Mumbai nako. He is not even looking at Saswat, which is the taluka headquarters, because he feels that he can do something there. Now, between the village and the taluka, there are slightly bigger villages, and then the taluka, etc., as you know. No, the point I'm making is, are these people who are also they are our own blood, my dear friends. Those boys and girls, they carry our blood. Now, they are not really interested in coming to Shanghai type Mumbai or any London type Mumbai or anything. They are interested in doing something closer to their home. Why don't we encourage that part rather than getting hung up about making Mumbai into something which is, which is only good in parts, like the curate's egg. You've got, in Mumbai, let me say it again, you've got a Shanghai, you've got a Harlem. Yeah. It's all there. So, coming to that, sir, now I want your view on this. Should we completely scrap this idea of Shanghai business and say, let us have satellite towns which will take away the pressure on the urban infrastructure in a place like Mumbai? What do you want to prepare, make, more and more such 20-kilometer long freeways and 20 laned, stuff like that. Instead of that, spend money a little more on Saswat and, Vada Khodala or someplace. What do you think of that? Sorry for the long question. Yeah.
No, but see, urbanization is a fact of life. Every country, if it wants to maintain its growth, will need to urbanize. But what kind of urbanization? That's the key. Okay. Right now, we are looking at some of the figures of urbanization, and I was saying that most of the urbanization is taking place only in 20 to 30 major cities of India. The smaller towns are not getting urbanized enough, and new urban centers are not being created. So we drew a map by which how can we make small cities of a population of, let's say, 5 lakh to 10 lakh on the railway, because railway is going to be our lifeline of moving. And between every 5 cities like this, make one big one, so that it is closer to their homes. They can go and stay there, and then they can even shift there. So we've been doing this, and there is a scheme called Pura, P-U-R-A, which was done by Abdul Kalam, which actually talked about breaking up this entire urbanization into smaller pockets. I was very astonished to know that there is a different kind of urbanization that's taking. The small trading towns that were there, which used to collect the vegetables and sell and distribute, have, because of the better transportation, better roads, have all vanished. So straight away from village, you go into a big city. So those central points is actually, it's a different kind of urbanization. The small urban areas are getting diminished, and the bigger ones are growing like crazy. Now, coming back to that point, what happens is, in the rural areas, I mean, if you look at from the plane, you will see, like a jigsaw puzzle, these small fields are there. That is the core of the problem. In villages, because you have high population, land sizes are reducing. You have 3 children, you break up that into 3. The next generation will break it up into 2. And because proper value addition is not taking place to the fields, there is not enough to eat. And when there's not enough to eat, what they do, people come to urban areas, cities. Cities are so badly planned, completely messed up, no place to stay, no housing stock. So they go to these slumlords, they take houses. And these slumlords are not free. They charge big money. They charge so much for water plant. They charge so much for toilets. And if you think these poor are living in a without spending money, they are spending a lot of money. It's the slumlords and the goons who are making the money. And because space is so scarce, the middle class and the upper class are all the time sneering, कि वो गरीब साला भिखारी आके हमारा जगह खा गया. So there is so much tension and pressure between the rich and the poor. I don't think this all thing is healthy, and it is one day going to come out in a very bad manner.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I think we will have time for one question from the floor.
I'm afraid we can't take one question. Yeah, we can't take any one question. I'm so sorry.
Please, please. You can't, right? So well, I must only thank you, sir, once again. You too, and ma'am, you too.
Thank you very much. Yes,
Yeah.
for the
Thanks,
wonderful
everybody.
discussion. Yeah.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please take a group photo. Yeah, please. Thank you for a very wonderful presentation on the Mumbai debates. We are in fact running short of time, so our next speaker is Nidhi Saxena, who is going to speak on subject compensation, science versus humanity, arriving at a balanced formula. Can I call Nidhi Saxena to come on the dais? Well, Nidhi founded Karmic Life Sciences, a Mumbai-based contract research organization, which has raised its second round of undisclosed investment from Brazil, Grora, and Mauritius-based venture capitalists from UAE. The company plans to use the proceeds of the fund raising towards expanding sales in the US and European markets and setting up a world-class clinical trial and data management delivery center in SEZ unit in Mumbai. The round of funding follows the first round of 0.5 billion funding into the company by the Indian Angel Network. The investments in the company have been made for a minority stake, and Saxena, who is also the CEO of Karmic Life Sciences, said the Brazil investment comes at the right time and should give us the wings to fly and to reiterate the huge potential of the Indian life science industry and puts up on a good streets as we prepare for the aggressive growth. I invite Nidhi to give our presentation. If I could request her to make it for 20 minutes so that I'll be on schedule for 7:30 for the award presentation. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Satya, for the reintroduction, I must say. And I think I'm speaking on a very serious and technical topic after a very interesting Mumbaiya discussion. Maybe I would have liked to participate in that as well, a little more vada paos and Ganpati Visarjans. But when I was discussing with Satya what topic to take, he mentioned it should be a thought-provoking topic. I wasn't sure if this would be applicable to the larger audience, but considering the number of doctors and medical professionals I met in the tea break, I think this should be an apt topic. So ultimately, the question really is around the whole controversy around subject compensation in current India and whether it is affecting India's potential to become the R&D superpower of tomorrow. So moving on, even before we talk about subject compensation, how many of you here in this forum have heard about clinical trials? Can you just do a quick raise of hands? So we are talking about 7 or 8 people. I think this is the right time to probably create a lot more awareness about clinical trials and to reiterate it for many of the audiences. See, whenever a new chemical entity or a biologic entity or a medical device goes through a commercialization process, it needs to go through rigorous testing to ensure that it is delivering on the safety and efficacy. So you do healthy volunteer studies, which is phase 1. You do clinical trials, which is phase 2, phase 3 on patients. And finally, before exposing the drug to a larger audience, you make sure that it works. Now, some of the reports in media are highly alarming. I read one such report which says banned clinical trials. In today's time and age, where we are testing everything from toothpaste to bubble gums, and I think Flipkart offers you to try out things and then return them. In relationships, we try out people for a couple of years before getting into serious commitments and marriages. So I think taking drugs, which could have a fairly serious implication in a system without testing, is a joke. I was just thinking that if clinical trials get banned in this country, I would probably switch to naturopathy or maybe homeopathy, as Dr. Batra mentioned, which has its own positives. But definitely, one cannot venture into exposing a drug to the larger population without testing it. The other thing, which is also a bit of a cultural mindset issue, we were just chatting with some of the doctors here. The minute I am in the US and I say I run a research and development company, I think the first thing that shows up on the face of my kind of fellow